Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Danielle Renee. I'm a full-time content creator, and this is my YouTube channel where I experience everything. I'll be doing weekly vlogs, I'll be doing sit-downs, I'll be doing everything, child. So make sure you subscribe right now. Like, I'll give you a minute and make sure that if you're already subscribed, turn on the post notifications. That's one. And two, make sure you like the video. Y'all, we gotta get the likes up. I see you guys talking in the comments. I love it. Meet me in the comments, y'all. But make sure you like the video too, okay? It helps me in the algorithm. Please. Thank you so much. Remember, this is what I do for a living now. Next up, we're gonna talk about my worst living situations. Like, I'm going to tell you some really interesting things about my last two living situations that made me coming back home not that hard, really, because child, it was the ghetto out there. But let me tell you something. I think the best living experience I ever had was definitely living in Spanish Town. Like, y'all give Spanish Town so much heat. But man, when I was living in Spanish Town, like, that's my favorite place to live. Like, I wish I didn't have to move from there. It was too good. I felt safe all the time. It was quiet. The only noise in that scheme was me. Perfect. I would have all my little content creator friends come over and record content with me. I never have to worry about the roadside life like right now. So full disclaimer, full-time content creator, but me not really boss yet. So me still live a roadside. Yeah, I got ear wool up and noise. I do reduce the noise and I do use my mic, as you see in my hand. But you may still hear some background noises of vehicles passing outside. So please forgive me. But enough rambling. Let's get to the intro so we can get to the good part.
I look fly, I look too good, put that on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, but you could.
Okay, welcome back. We're gonna start with my experience when I was working at Ibex. So when I was working at Ibex, I lived at a gated community. Full disclosure, and just a little disclaimer. I loved my landlord. My landlord was really so nice. My living experience had nothing to do with my landlord both times. It had everything to do with neighbors. And that's why I always tell, I see people complain about landlords a lot, but like, if you don't live with your landlord and your landlord is either overseas or just a person like a message away, that's nice. Because if somebody is bothering you via the phone, at least you can take a break from it for a second or you can step away. There is no stepping away or breaks from your neighbors. I think a bad neighbor is worse than witchcraft. We don't know my thought them. A bad neighbor is worse than witchcraft. I don't wish bad neighbors on anybody. And I'm telling you that these neighbors that I had in these communities and these spaces were from hell. Bar none. Anyway, so I moved into this gated space. I loved it. My dad loved it. My husband loved it. My dog loved it. It was perfect. I met a few people. They seemed nice. Some of my neighbors were really nice. I thought that I hit the jackpot. No, I didn't. So I had a neighbor in particular that was making our experience, not just mine, but just the people who lived on that block, experience a living hell. So first things first, when I just moved in, they had goats. Now, this is, of course, against the regulation of the gated community that I lived in, that I would rather not call their name because I don't want to get sued. But I saw that they killed a robber in that scheme today. That's that's crazy. That's crazy to read. But based on my experience there, it's not crazy because crazy things happen there all the time. But we're gonna start with the goats. So I had a neighbor that had some goats. This neighbor lived directly next to me, and I don't know if you guys know about goats, but they come with a smell and they make a lot of noise. And he walked to the goats in the morning. I mean, I'm nothing against goats. I love me a curry, but I don't know, man. It was different. I would have meetings because sometimes with Ibex I was able to work from home, and I was in recruiting at that time, so I did do interviews. Can you imagine I'm doing interviews and I'm hearing nah in the back? It was hella embarrassing. But the embarrassment didn't start or end there. Because I live on a nice scheme, I think, say, oh, I can invite over my friends. So I remember always inviting my friend Tadine over to do my hair. And I kid you not, every time Tadine came to do my hair, there was some fiasco. So in one of the fiascos, said neighbor was trying to steal water from an Airbnb behind me. So they funneled the hose over there and then into their home because they didn't have water. And of course, the Airbnb has cameras, so they called the police and whatever. And it was a big tussle with them and the police. And it was just the whole thing. And I was so embarrassed because my friend was just like, Danielle, it's the police and them something. So them something always going around here. Because I mean, I'm sure where she live, people not trying to funnel water from other people. And I'm just like, oh my God, girl. No, man, girl, you're only usually quiet. You know, you play tough. Cause you know, everybody knows, say, I did my life here, yeah, I live. And next time Tadine came to my house and two of the neighbors from the same home were fighting and yelling. And, you know, one of them ran down the other one with a cutlass. Very interesting. You know, of course, police were called and nothing happened, by the way. Like, calling the police at this space was like just decor. Like, nothing came of it. So, like, anytime you hear me reference police, just know that there was a little to no resolve. Like, this person was just allowed to just wreak havoc on all of the scheme, no matter what. And next time, I guess they were fiddling with the pipes because they didn't have any water. I mean, their water was disconnected. Flood out the entire block. So all of the road everywhere is just water because I don't know what they did to their pipe in an effort to get water. Flood out the entire block. I'm like, okay. And I mean, these things that I'm just listing, guys, were just so small. It's just some disturbances. And I was just like, oh, then these are little things you can, you know, overcome it. I did tell my landlord about it. She didn't know that these people were, you know, like this, like menaces and whatever. So I think the instance that made me really feel scared was one of the times after the police was called and whatever, and he came back into the space and he still had said cutlass. He swung the cutlass and hit it on my wall and was saying he was going to kill all of us. I don't know if he means all of us, like all of us in my house, or all of us like in the block, or all of us in the scheme, or all of us in the world. I'm not sure what all of us he wanted to kill, but that was enough for me to say, I don't feel safe here. Of course, you know, my husband is a DJ, so most nights I was by myself. And so I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to stay here. I was so scared. I wanted my daddy. So at that time, I'm trying to get my daddy to move in with my daddy to move in with me. My daddy don't want to move in with me. Kind of say, nah, movie with no girl and not listen to no girl rules. The girl being me. And I really wanted my daddy to come and live with me because I was so scared, like, of being at home by myself, because I'm like, what if it mean by kill all of us, it mean me? I never know. Anyways, my landlord is like, it's okay. This is a sanctified home. No harm will come to you. Pray, because my landlord is a Christian. And I'm like, yeah, man. Me I pray too, you know. Me I pray. Me too I pray. Cool. Something explosive happened one day, and I don't know, like, it was an altercation with the same neighbor, and I just decided, you know what? I got work, you know, because I don't know, this place is just too much. I went to work today, and then in the evenings, Zen was telling me that, you know, it's still hot over here. Like, it just seems like constant arguments over the place. So I said to Zen, so anyway, them all right, come pick me up. So Zen comes to pick me up. As soon as I sit down in the car, my phone starts blowing up. Lots of WhatsApp messages and calls. Mind you, I had just changed this number. So lots of people had this number. So it had to be people who immediately had my number updated. Mind you, we're in a community group. I checked the community group. They're like, Daniel, you need to come home. I'm like, what? Why do I need to come? Why do I need to come home? And then one of the neighbors called me. He's like, Daniel, where are you? And I'm like, at work, about to come home. And he's like, you need to hurry. He's trying to get inside of your house. Why am I getting out of my house? I don't even have 2 shilling. We don't even have 2 shillings. Still broke like a bottle. What you mean? Why you want to get inside of my house? So he's trying to get inside of my house by the windows. But of course, you know, before Zen left, he would have closed the windows. So we reach now. He's still lurking around, but he's not there. But like, the reason why he's not actively trying to get into my house, because at this point, the neighbors called security, and security was there, and security was like, hey, we'll watch him, but I mean, he hasn't done anything. Same thing with the police. The police is just like, well, he tried to get in, he didn't get in. Call us if anything changes. I'm like, there's no way I'm staying at this place any longer. Also, he was only terrorizing me. I mean, I never named a fault for him. My neighbor on the other side, he would of course do the same thing to her, like constantly just lurking around her house. She would catch, lots of different footage of him on her camera, like saying all kind of things. Like, I don't know if he was okay, but I didn't want to stay to find out. So I moved out. So I had moved to another property in Spanish Town. So things were quiet for me for a while. But at this time, my father's illness was getting worse. So I need to move back to Portmore now so that I can be close to my father. So I'm going to get a next gated place. And I'm thinking to myself, mind you, guys, I have a lot of trauma. I shared a story on my TikTok the other day, and the people that might say, I should have said, let me hold your hand first. But I have a lot of trauma in terms of feeling safe. Based on things that happened in my childhood that I think I need to say here. I don't want to leave that hanging because I don't want you guys to think my parents did anything. Let me address the trauma because I don't want you guys to leave and not know what the trauma is. So I would have shared, this is a commercial break from the story. I shared on my TikTok this week that, like, growing up, I was really close to my hairdresser, and one week she went down to her house for the weekend because she said she don't go home in a long time. I never understood as a child that she was really avoiding going home because she had an abusive partner. As a child, I not understand them somewhere. Anyways, she fell asleep in her couch that's by her window, and he slit her throat, and of course she passed. My parents didn't allow me to go to the funeral because they thought that would have been too traumatic for me, and they didn't want it to be a memory that I held on to. But unfortunately for them, it is a memory that I held on to, and so I really struggle a lot with panic anxiety based on all. I could go on while as to all of the things that set up panic anxiety in my mind, but it's something I really struggle with. So when it comes on to, like, choosing somewhere to live, I always chose gated spaces because I know that this is somewhat safe. Chat, before I go on to gated place 2, why me forget the hottest part about gated place 1. One night, me and Zen were awake. Me and my husband would go to bed very late, and on top of going to bed very late, we chat too much. So we were in the living room talking, but there were no lights on. Come on, we know each other look. There were no lights on. Them time we just moved there, so we never have no curtain or nothing yet. We're just a vibe, right? And so I can see clearly into the backyard because somebody, I think probably one of the Airbnbs had like a bright light in the backyard. Follow me now. But then I talked to Zen, and, like, I'm facing the window that don't have no curtain, and Zen is facing a wall, like what's behind me. So he's not seeing what I'm seeing. So we're there talking, and I say, Zen, shh. And he's like, oh, wow, why you here? And I say, don't look too fast, but look behind you. And there it was, 6 men in our backyards with pew-pews and flashlights. So then I said to him, oh, this must be the security. Come here, I'm looking at this through rose-colored lenses because I'm thinking to myself, this is a safe space. Nobody now got do me nothing here, so. Remember, my whole life I've lived here or with Zen at Willardine, and not never do me at them places, and they not gated. So me go one gated place, me never anxious, me never did that thing say nothing gonna happen to me. Anyway, needless to say, our neighbor came home same time with his date, and the men approached our neighbor in a way that did not seem friendly. Did not seem like they were doing any friendly work. Didn't seem like they were doing any friendly work. And my neighbor run well left him date. And she run and drop. It was a scene. Then my other neighbor came out with his licensed pew-pew. It was a whole thing. And I'm saying, somebody set up this gate, because I still can't believe that this is a gated space where all of these things are happening. Anyways, then two twos, I start to pay attention to the group chat. I realize, say, Kiara get thief, this are broken. I'm like, whoa there. This is not by any means what I signed up for. And that's why the same night that my neighbor tried to break into my house, y'all, I left that very night. I know that many people don't have that opportunity. Shout out to my mother-in-law. I left the same night because I was not going to be able to sleep there. My landlord never did like that. Of course, she don't go like that. And the way that I left was not how I planned to leave. But there was no way that after all of that, remember, let me just tell you, about the 6 man, all of these things compiled, I just could not have any peace there. And I also had like the most insane trippy dreams when I was there, because the night before the six men were in my yard, I had a dream about that, but with like six men with lanterns in my house, and like I dreamt that something happened, and like I was one of the few people who, I'm not gonna say survive because it sounds like it's a war or whatever, but like came out of that situation unscathed. Like I had a dream like that the day before. So like to see it pan out and everything was so creepy. Like as I said, I had some trippy dreams there. Like I don't think I ever had a good night rest at that place. It looked good. It matched the aesthetic. It was nice to create content in. It was a 2 bedroom. I always get 2 bedroom when I'm renting so that I have a content room or whatever. So it was a nice space, but chat, I never get no sleep. I never enjoy living there. So one bit I did enjoy it, and I always felt so scared whenever Zen left me alone, because kill me dead at Iraq me there, because I'm telling you, there was always something happening there. But wait, as I said, I move back to Spain now, in our next community. Peaceful, no, nothing to report. That wasn't a gated space, nothing to report. Park my car on the curb, nothing to report, nothing creepy, nothing was stolen. Had a great time. And so I'm trying to say, one can't stay there. I give up Spanish Town for nothing. Moving back to Portmore now again. Sorry to be all over the place. Move back to Portmore again now because I need to be closer to Denzel. I move to our next gated place in Portmore. This time it's an apartment complex, and I'm like, okay, maybe this will be different, because it's not like a scheme. It's a complex. I'm like, that's the worst that could happen. I'm like, it seems like a lot of old people live over here. Seems very quiet. I asked the realtor. First of all, I told my realtor, as in my realtor, not the person who listed. I told my realtor my issues, and I explained to her safety first. She is recommending this place to me with the thought that this is a safe place. When I meet the realtor who listed now, I'm saying to him, listen, safety. And he's like, oh, I grew up here as a boy. Nothing happens around here. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas type shit. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Nothing happens around here. Perfect. I would like to live here. First day there, no curtains up. Moving was like intense. I'm so tired. I fall asleep on the bed, naked. Me and my husband lie down. And I just hear my dog going crazy. Like, I'm just like, what did they do to make that dog so mad? I'm like, who is my dog even barking at? There's somebody with their hands like this, cuffed up, like looking through, seeing my black ass. And I'm just like, what's going on here? And she's just like, oh, I never know anybody live here. Found that weird. I never press it. I'm just like, maybe the people here are just so used to each other that when them see strange people, they don't know how to act. And after that, guys, I'm telling you, it was a lot of little microaggressions, because a lot of people there are just very clicked up. But me, I said nothing I can't deal with. From you go high school, you can deal with microaggressions and clicks. That was fine. One night, I am home, me and Zen, and it's like after 3, which is, again, it's not weird for us to be up at night. Like, we're up at night talking or whatever, because my husband is more of like a night owl, and so on times where we're spending time together where he's not working or I'm not working, it tends to be at night. We're up talking. So we're in our room watching TV, we're chilling, we're yapping. Again, my dog is going crazy. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe he saw a cat outside. I mean, I don't know. Because based on our window setup, you can see quite a variety of things outside. Sometimes maybe something outside, riled him up. And then Zen was just like, no, he sounds really mad. Like, he needs to be consoled. Like, so Zen said he's going to go out there, go check on the dog. So he gets off the bed and he goes into the living room. There's a whole person, like, ready to step inside my house, my apartment, via my window. And thanks to the great security work of my Shih Tzu Pomeranian and the handy-dandy response of my husband, because if it was up to me, I would have still been in that bed to this day. And then the person just locked back the window, hop on their bicycle, rode off into the distance. Like, again, all of these things just seem like schemes set up by Todd. Because, like, what? So then I reached out to my landlord. My landlord is just like, he's so sorry that happened to me. He doesn't know of anything like that ever happening there. And I'm saying somebody is lying or people think that I have money and I just want to clear it up. I don't. Probably my most insanely, I don't know, this possession. Okay, so a Grammy winner gave this to me. But do many people know that? No. So when I'm really could have come in, I'm always sore because there's something in there. You want a beverage? Me no know. You want something cool for drink out of my fridge? Me no know. Nothing in my yard. So I don't know. My husband believes that, it was definitely an inside job. He thinks that we were being watched while we were there. And the truth is that gated space that we lived at, sometimes the gate works, sometimes it doesn't. And then the foot gate is open to everybody. So the person did escape via the foot gate with their bicycle. So again, a lot of these times, these gated places have been like false senses of security. Like gated, but in a gate. Like, I don't even think that they be asking the right questions at these gates. I don't know. I just feel like the people send them gated and all and sundry can really come in and out of the space. I'm not really like that. I don't know. So when it was time to leave that last gated place and come here, I left comfortably, not looking back. Again, I loved my landlord. My landlord was really nice, but I just could not feel safe there. Like, it wasn't always something like gated place number one, but it's just something about it just felt like we were constantly being watched by I don't know who or what or why, but I never had a good experience living there. And of course, everybody made it seem like, oh my gosh, we've never heard about a robbery since 1993. You're the first person. Guys, I do have $1 right now. Right now, my pockets are comparatively low. So I'm not sure what anybody... You need something, baby?
No. May I overhear conversation? You know, I talk about the first time I'm moving, the man on the phone window and I beg me $100. Okay.
Oh, babe, me never remember that. Ladies and gentlemen, my husband, I don't know if you hear him, but he came in and said him over here and he wanted to put in theme part. So this is my husband part. So the first night we were there, we don't even remember that. We were lying down in the bed. Again, we think it's full bed. Again, we think it's full bedroom. Again, we think that this is our place. There's a beating on the window. We're wondering what's going on. Again, the dog is going crazy. Then it's just like, hello? And the guy's like, me can't beg you $100. Anyways, I've lived back home for a year now and I don't have no story. I get up here every day. It's very normal, very quiet. Apart from the fact that I live on roadside and I be nice here and I video them, I don't have no complaints.
And the old man will tell us say pets are not allowed and we have breached the bylaws and then everybody else running up that law.
Oh yeah. Zayda, babe, you want the mic? You want the mic?
You clearly think I probably lie available. For sure, you say, yo, them men make up so that's why I move. Every day is something going on. You don't even don't get this scheme. Every day is something going on. So I'm sure you never tell the whole Phoenix story.
Babe, why you call the scheme name?
Sorry.
Come back out now.
You shoot music video, beside we Airbnb, man a draw a knife over Airbnb cross.
Oh my
God, the knife! We know you're not tell the story them boy.
Hold on. So, alright, gated place 2. My husband just remind me, say, day 1 we did it, and one man come, because remember, Keynes was barking at the lady who was watching me sleep naked. Then a man come now knocking, say he's the president of where we're living, talking about how we're breaching the law by having a dog. I said, really? Well, my landlord never tell me, so me can't have no dog. And I said, the first thing when me look know if I rent it, if I can take dog, come have my dog. Anyways, babes, everybody in this scheme have dog. So we want to have dog. I don't know. And me don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why our experience was so horrible over that place. But Yeah, but back to getting scheme number one, because then come talk about the whole of the business. How one day we just randomly did it here, beer bad would look outside, two man a fight with knife over the Airbnb that was behind us. I'm telling you, like, this also happened on a day when I had Tadine over to do my hair. So I'm sure that Tadine thought that I lived in the hood. Because every time I invite over my friend, there was something catastrophic or something to call the police about. I feel like that's the first time I ever lived somewhere and called the police so often. It got to the point that the people at 100 Man Police Station, them know me. Ashwood? That's crazy. The police at 100 Man Police Station, they literally know me to how often I would call. One lady was like, you call back, boy, your crazy neighbor. Is she have the neighbor? Yeah, she have the crazy neighbor. I had to, like, I called the police so often. I remember one night I was so scared. I called my friend Chriselle. I said, Chriselle, I'm taking lift your son on board. And Chriselle is like, it's okay, but I could call the security for you because Chriselle have a property in there too. And as she have to call the security for me, I'm telling you, nerve wracking, bad feeling. When you live at them, at these two gated places that I lived, anything I was going through mentally went up by about 60%. So if you're sad, say you're broke, you're over sad because you still remember say you live at a place. It was, as I say, I don't miss it. As I say, I love the aesthetic of those places, man. And I could film my content in somewhat quiet, and it was a good looking space. And when the brand name send me the things that I can do cutesy unboxing, but I'm telling you, chat, I bet I'm gonna fix up with me there right now, my yard, where me feel safe. Knock on wood. Me have no wood in here. All I know, y'all, me and my husband have seen it all at these gated places. I hope I could keep up with all of the things them. I'm so sorry. I never wanted to write down everything. I feel like if I did write down everything, it would have been like super robotic. That's not really my vibe. I tried to refresh my memory on my trauma, but clearly my husband have some other trauma to the forefront of his mind. But it was a very interesting place to live, child, and the only place me ever live where I $10,000 for cut your grass. Me not miss them. There's something that either like living like say I have it when I don't have it, where I'm broke like a buckle. Is a no. May I never have to pay $10,000 to cut my yard again? Yeah, that's a no. I don't miss that. I don't miss that, but I hope that you guys found our trauma interesting. Go ahead and comment and tell me what's your worst living experience, whether it's with your landlord or with the scheme that you were living in. Whatever it is, I can't wait to hear about it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And make sure that you guys are talking to me in the comments. It matters to the algorithm. Please. I know y'all love a good sit down. We sat today, child. I'll see y'all in the next vloggy vlog. So, bye.